Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. So here we are working on another Saturday night special, and this is going to be episode 88. And I got a list of notes here. We've got quite a few things to talk about, and I believe that this is going to end up being a two-part video. I've got a lot of stuff to share with you, and for you guys that don't care very much about the show and tell, viewer mail, tools, things like that, maybe more of the machining is going to be in part two, okay? Just letting you guys be aware of that. But we do have quite a few things to talk about. I'm going to give you some updates on what's been going on. I've been at a standstill over here on the mill, and I'm going to tell you why. We're gonna talk a little bit briefly about the toolbox giveaway that Keith Fenner does every year. We're going to talk about that very briefly, and I've got a lot of viewer appreciation mail, and for all you guys that's been sending stuff, I have to kind of space this out so it doesn't take up a lot of video. So, you know, I hold things over until next week. So we're going to get to a few of them that's come in early, and then we'll save some for next week, okay? All right, we got, I've also got a little segment with my cousin Alex. He come in this last weekend, spent the weekend with me. Me and him went to the flea market, and we both bought a few things. So I got a quick little video of that we're going to throw in there. And as far as some machining for this video, my brother Kevin come over, and he needed a little bit of machine work done on some bolts, some cap head bolts. So I helped him with that, and we actually got him over on the lathe doing the work. So we got a little bit of video of that. We'll share that. And also I did another broaching job at work using the 1 1/4 broach. I showed a little 15-second clip of that last week, and I had quite a few guys comment and say they would like to see more of that. So I actually had my old GoPro there at work. The video quality is not near as good as what you're used to seeing right here, you know, in my shop. The Hero 3 just doesn't seem to do quite as good of a job as the Hero 4. So just bear in mind, I didn't have my mic with it or anything. I just keep the camera itself in the toolbox, and then every now and then, you know, I'll grab it and put it on a Noga and capture something. So since I was doing that broaching job, I went ahead and got that on video for you. So we'll share that. It's going to be some more of the machining content, okay? So I think that's going to be the subject matter for this week. So let's go ahead and get started. I'll give you some updates here. So the machinist vise that I've been making, I know you guys have been waiting for another video. I'm still at a standstill right here. There's not going to be another video this week, so hopefully next weekend I'm going to give you your next video on the machining of the machinist vise. And what has happened with that was the insert face mill that I was using just ended up not working very well. That was one that Lane had given me, and it does pretty good for light cuts, but I found out, let me just grab it right here. I didn't realize it because I'm not used to using this kind of stuff, you know. These are actually adjustable, so you know, you had a lot of guys that were commenting on it didn't seem like it was cutting properly, and I even mentioned that in the video. It was only cutting about halfway around. Well, apparently you can go in here and you can actually adjust these seats here. You can adjust them, and that's a good job for like that granite plate there. You can go over there and set this on it, and you can use a height gauge and actually adjust these, okay? But the problem is that many of the seats on here are badly damaged, so there's not enough material to back up the insert, okay? That's going to allow the insert to break off if I'm using it for heavy cutting. And that's one of the things that I tried to do. I tried to step it up and make a nice heavy cut over there with a faster feed, and it instantly broke one of these inserts out of there. So I stopped, and I went ahead and started searching, and I showed you guys last week I bought this 2-inch shell mill holder right here. It's a 2-inch pilot. And I also bought this big facing mill at an auction here locally. Paid $15 for it. And I started messing with it the other day to put new inserts on here. And what I found out was that this is an old obsolete face mill. The inserts that I have just do not quite fit this face mill right here. The inserts that go on this is a XPNT. Okay, so that's just a little bit different than the normal, the modern day milling inserts that go on a lot of face mills. Okay, so that kind of messed me up. That, you know, I was wanting to use this over there and I didn't get to. So I took a couple cuts with an old school shell mill. I didn't like the way that was cutting because it was dull. So I got some more. I got another cutter coming. So hopefully next week we're going to show that. I'll have a new cutter, and if I get that cutter and I'm still having problems, and I don't have good luck using a big face mill, I'm just going to go old school. I'm going to put a hog mill in there, and we're going to do some roughing with a hog mill. Okay. So that's what's been going on with that. Hopefully this coming up week, I'm gonna get back to work on it, because I got to get it done. I mean, it's starting to get down to the nitty gritty here, you know, timeline. I need to get that done so that I can get it and let the other guys do their work on it. Okay, so that's where we're at. Hopefully next week you'll see an update there. All right, let's move on. I want to talk very briefly here about the toolbox giveaway for Keith Fenner, and the reason I want to mention this is he's looking for nominations. Okay, you guys out there that are training to be a machinist, or you're an apprentice, or you're going to school, or maybe not even have to be any of that. Maybe you're just working and you need some tools. You know, you love this trade and you just need a little help there. Well, put a nomination in there. Okay, we're looking for guys. I think there's only been a very short number of guys, maybe 2 or 3 guys that's nominated. So Keith's actually looking for some guys to step up and throw your nomination in there. Okay, so we need guys like Colton Hawk. You need to get your nomination together and get it over there to Keith Fenner. And any of you other guys that want to put your name in the hat, you need to get your video together and send it over there to Keith. So I'm going to put some links in my video, either in the description box or probably flash it on the screen here for you to see. You need to go to turnrightmachineworks.com and read the info that he's got posted on his website, so that you'll understand how to nominate yourself or nominate somebody else. Okay, you don't have to do it yourself. Your friend can do it, your mom and dad can do it. Anybody can nominate somebody that you feel is worthy. Okay, I think there's going to be 2 or 3 toolboxes that he has to give away. There's going to be a lot of tools, and there's going to be a bunch of handmade tools from a lot of us YouTube contributors from all over the world. All right, these tools that are being made, they're being made right now, and they're all going to be delivered to Keith for this toolbox giveaway. So we really need some nominations out there, guys. We need some guys to vote on, you know. So get your video ready and get it over there to Keith. And I hope that we start seeing some more names. All right. If I don't know what the rules are really, but I don't know if he's got a rule against guys that's already submitted, and maybe you can ask Keith. I didn't even think to ask him that before filming this, but I would assume that if you nominated yourself before and you didn't win a box, you could put your name in the hat again. So anyway, that's what I wanted to say about that. Check the links down in the description box, and it should take you right to where you need to go. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and pull some viewer appreciation mail over here and take a look at it. All right. So the first viewer mail I want to share comes from our friend Chad Prince. I mentioned Chad a couple episodes back that he just recently lost his dad. So I believe his dad lived in Las Vegas, and he went there to take care of his dad, you know, and be with his family. So I guess in the meantime, when he was there, he picked me up something and sent it to me. I got a t-shirt from, you know, the show, it's on History Channel called Counting Cars. The guy's name is Count. It's Count's Customs. So he got this shirt for me. It says Count's Customs there on the front, and it's got his logo there on the back. All right. It's a 5X, the size that I like to wear because they're nice and loose. So very cool shirt. It does fit, and I really like it, Chad. So thank you very much. Chad did say that he actually went to the shop there, the shop that's on TV. He didn't get to meet any of the guys, but he actually bought this shirt from their actual shop there in Las Vegas. So that's really cool. So thank you very much, Chad, and I'm still thinking about you a lot, and I hope you're doing okay, and hang in there, buddy. You know, I know it's tough, but it's going to get better. Just keep those memories with your dad, just like I do with my dad around here, and just keep on trucking, all right? Thank you very much for the shirt. Okay, our next viewer gift. This is from Will Ott, and he's from Simi Valley, California. And Will had messaged me on Facebook and said that he wanted to send me something, and that it was something that I had been mentioning several times that I wanted to get, and I haven't got it yet. And you know, I had no idea what it was, so he sent this, and I'll go ahead and show you what it is. One of my favorite tooling companies, Noga. He picked up the little mini arm from Noga that you can put this in a collet. It goes into a 3/8 collet, or you can use a drill chuck and use it in the spindle of the milling machine. So I have been wanting one of those. I've been meaning to buy one for ages, and I just never have. So that's very cool, Will. Thank you very much. This is going to be really nice. I see a lot of guys using these, and every time I do, I'm like, man, I need to get one of those. So that's really cool, Will. Thank you very much. You know it's going to be put to good use around here, and you just can't beat a Noga. They're fantastic tools. Okay, this is our next viewer mail, and this was sent by Mike Fraser, and he is from Yarker, Ontario, Canada. And he's got some nice tools right here. To start off, he sent some carbide inserts. We have some CNMG 432 inserts. We got 2 different types, 1 full pack, and then we've got a different style right here. And then we got some WNMG inserts right here. These are also known as trigons. Some part off inserts, very cool. And then we also got another type of grooving insert right here. This is a Valinite style. Okay. So, bunch of nice carbide. And then we got this box right here. I'll tell you what he said. Hey Adam, I thought you might like a match to your Polish micrometer. At least this one is Imperial. And then he says there's some new old stock inserts for you right here, and hopefully I could use them. So remember last week we showed the Polish-made metric indicators, or not indicators, micrometers. So Mike's got one that he wanted to send me that is like a brother to the metric one. So we got one just like it, except this is an inch. So this goes from 1 to 2 inch. All right, very nice condition, very clean. It doesn't look like it's been used. They did a good job with the satin chrome on it. Got a really nice feel. So another viewer, I can't remember who the viewer is, somebody actually posted a comment and mentioned how this is used, because I wasn't familiar with it. I've never used a mic like this. I knew about how it was used, but I wasn't exactly sure. So somebody explained it to me. All right, you have this button here on the end of the body, and you push that, and it actually pushes this anvil back on this side, okay? So what you do is you set this to a standard. You have a part or a gauge block or something like that. All right, so I went ahead and pulled my 1-inch gauge block out, and I'm going to go ahead and set it. And like I said, this could be any part. This could be your manufactured part right here. All right, you want to go ahead and set it. And when you set it, I'm going to try to hold it so you can see it. Watch the needle. And what we want to do is kind of try to bring it to 0. All right, that should be set to exact tolerance. This is what you want it, okay? That's your target size right there, okay? See the needle? So what you do, you just push this button, take your part out, and then you got another part that you pick up, and you leave this. I'm not going to adjust that now, but you should set the lock there. All right, we're gonna push the anvil again, stick the part in there, boom, let go of it, and this needle right here will be your tolerance. Okay, that should be 5/10, a half a thousandth either way. So that should give you a 1/1000th tolerance right there. All right, so that's how that works. So you can leave that set to wherever you need it. Push the button, pull your part out, push the button again, stick it in there and check it. And that's supposed to really speed up whenever you're doing inspection and things like that. So hopefully I did that some justice. You know, maybe some of the more knowledgeable guys on this kind of stuff can let me know if I just showed that right, but that's how I see it working. And nice mic, Polish made micrometer. So thank you very much, Mike, man. That's a very nice gift. And of course, thanks for the carbide there. And hopefully some of this stuff, you know, a tool like this, I want to be able to show it on video in a future job. So I don't know what we're going to be able to use it for, but hopefully we can put it on video again in the future, okay? So thank you again very much, Mike. Okay, our next one, this is from Mark and Ruth Murning, and they're from Winsted, Connecticut. They actually came and paid me a visit. Shoot, man, that was, Mark, I can't remember now. Was that last year or this year, man? I don't remember, but you guys had they come and paid a visit. So this is from, I think he said this is actually from Ruth, and she's got some bread and butter pickles that she makes herself, and also got some beef jerky, some homemade beef jerky. So I think they know that I like beef jerky, and I've mentioned that before. And it's hard to beat a good beef jerky, man. So jalapeno bread and butter, okay, $8.23.15. So she just made these. That's great. All right, I'm gonna take them inside, and I'm sure I'm gonna enjoy them. Mark, I'll send you a message and let you know what I think about them. All right, thank you very much, Mark and Ruth. Okay, got Alex with me, hanging out for the weekend. Go check out his channel, Alex's Garage. We'll post a link up there, the little info card, so you can see him. But yeah, he's here hanging out this weekend, and we just came back from the flea market. He always likes to go with me whenever he comes to visit, and we scored a few tools today. So we come up on one table. He actually had a nice little bin there full of machinist tools, and Alex actually beat me to it. And he found a nice little tap wrench down in there. GT&D. He pulled it out. He's like, man, that's a nice little tap wrench. And I looked over. I'm like, damn, man, you better be glad you grabbed that, because I would have grabbed it. But it is a Greenfield tap and die #4 tap wrench. All right, and I think he sold it to $4. $4 for that. You see, it's in great shape, really clean. And then we actually went to a pawn shop later on too, and I found that for him, and I think he paid $2 for a little Greenfield T-handle style. Alex has been needing stuff like that for his toolbox there in his garage, so he's always on the lookout. And you learned a valuable lesson on the cheapos, didn't you? Yeah. He bought a cheap one and it broke.
Yeah. Cheap ones break.
The cheap ones break right in here. He said this part, the jaw, broke first time he used it. So now he's got a good Greenfield. So in the same little box there with all the machinist tools, I found the surface gauge, and it's actually a Craftsman. Got Craftsman up here on the beam. It just needs a good cleaning, but it's in good shape. Got some Steer-It parallel clamps right here. These are the number 161D. All right, we got an old Brown & Sharp 6-inch rule, a combination square, one of the little small guys. A Steer-It scriber, and also this bag right here. I got this from the same guy also. I thought this was really nice. A nice tool bag, the Stanley Fat Max Extreme, and it's a nice tool bag. I don't have anything like that, so grab that. That was $8. And I think this is the really sort of the sweet deal of the whole lot. I got this from the same guy out of the same little bin. This is a Steer-It number 448, and I looked these things up on the Steer-It site. I can't find one exactly like this. This is a 5-inch rule, and then this is a 12-inch rule, It measures in tenths. But the 448s that me and Alex just looked at are like $500 for these things, man. It just blew me away. But this thing's in good shape. This is like a depth gauge. It's a veneer depth gauge, so you have your fine adjust on here also. So that was pretty cool. And this is something I don't have in my shop. So we got both the rules for it. So all together from this one guy, I think I spent $56 for everything. That's for all the tools and that Stanley bag right there. So that wasn't bad at all. And then we went to the Adams flea market, or no, Adams pawn shop. Found a Greenfield tap and die number 7 tap wrench, and it's nice and rusty, but it still works, so it needs a good cleaning. But this is more of one of your later model style tap wrenches right here, but it's a good made in USA. Y'all know that I like to collect them, so I'm gonna clean this up. And then also got a
15.
Yeah, this
15 bucks.
paid 15 for that, and no, I paid 15 for both.
Oh, okay.
I got a Smith torch tip right here. This is a number 2 for my Smith equipment, and she asked $20 for both of it, and I offered her 15, and she took it. So that wasn't a bad deal right there. So that was our little morning flea market deals right there.
Did good.
And yeah, I think we did pretty good, because sometimes we go out there and
Piece right there.
yeah,
More than paid for.
I think Alex is good luck, because every time he goes with me, I always end up scoring something that's a really high valued item for not much money.
Got the toolbox last time.
Yeah, we got the Gerstner toolbox last time he was here, and then the time before that, I think I got that Kurt Weiss that ended up selling the Guild. Remember that
You
Weiss?
ended up getting a real big T-handle one time we were out there.
Yep. Got a big tap wrench one time.
Yep.
So I like it when Alex comes down.
I need to learn how to get this stuff before he does it.
Well, you scored this, man.
Oh, come on.
You grabbed that, but you need one. I got that kind of stuff, so I'm glad you finally got one up there.
I just don't know what I'm looking for as far as machine stuff.
Yeah.
Automotive stuff I can find.
Yeah, and there's plenty of that stuff out there. We're looking for the golden gems, things like this right here.
That's a good score there.
I think he was asking fair prices for his stuff. We got some good stuff there. So Alex has got another little project right here that I'm going to see if I can help him out with. Tell him what this is again.
That's a lower seatbelt bolt for a '78 Corvette, and they only made that bolt for the '78 to '82 Corvettes, which they don't make the bolts anymore, and none of the other years work for it. So can't find that bolt anywhere. It's 12 by 1.75.
Yeah, 12 millimeter thread, 14 millimeter shoulder on it, and where'd my calipers go?
Yeah,
Shoulder.
15 millimeter shoulder and 16 millimeter thread.
Yep. You can remember that stuff. I can't remember that. Yeah.
Yep.
So, and it's not an industry standard bolt. And what I found out is that you can buy one, but it'll be longer and it'll have a longer shoulder. So we got 2 options here we're going to explore this week. We have a place right up the street here right up the road, Leo's Corvettes, and they specialize in Corvettes. So we went by there, but they're closed on the weekend. I'm going to go up there during the week and see if they happen to have one of these bolts. I'm sure they got buckets of old hardware. Yep. But if they end up not having one or not interested in looking for me, we might just see about making one. And somebody sold them this shoulder bolt from, I think it was Fastenal. They said this is the same one. It's not the same thing. This is a half 13 with a 5/8 shoulder on it with a different length. So I could take a longer shoulder bolt and machine it and then cut it off. So we may do that if I can't find a replacement. So that might be a little project coming up here next week, is making Alex a little bolt. And if so, even if I buy one, I'll just mail it over there to him. So that's something coming up. All right, man. I guess we'll close it up. Go check out Alex's channel, Alex's Garage. He's currently working on a Corvette, doing some work on that was a '78 Corvette. 78. He does a little bit of work on his Dodge truck, and he's got lots of upcoming projects that he'll put up on the channel. So be sure to check him out and give him a subscription, okay?
Appreciate it.
All right.
Get a close up.
Yeah. All right, man, we're just gonna run a little pass. I'll show you a little, it's called a lay wire technique. Basically, I just lay the wire in there and I flow the tungsten back and forth over, okay? Get her set up. Get a little puddle started. Run it back and forth over it. I'm backing off right here because it's getting hot on that edge. Okay, so that's another one for you to try. You have the dip technique where you're going. You know, try to keep your rod in the argon pocket of gas there, and you know you dip it. But I like doing the lay wire when I can, and then you run your tungsten back and forth over it as you're welding. That's how I was taught actually, you know, in welding school. So that's just there's different techniques, but that's one that I like. So I thought I'd show you that, so you know you can try it.
Oh yeah, we'll give it a shot.
Give the old college try, man.
Give it a chop, a chop.
That's my first welding shield right there, man. Fiber metal.
Old school, bro.
Yeah, and I've got the cheater lenses in there, the 2-time magnification, I think. Out at the campground with my family. We're gonna take Little Red for a spin. That's their camp over there. Let's do it. Let's do it. This thing's impressive, man.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. This thing will get, man. There's my family right there. They let off the gas, it breaks. There's Uncle Scotty. This is his toy right here.
Never mind.
All right. Let's come over here to the camp. That's their home.